Hi everyone, we're about to do another book talk series, and this one is going to be for our faculty young adult book club. So every year for the last 3 years, we've done a book club for our teachers, but we read the books that are in the library. And we do this so that we can connect with our students about books that they're currently reading, model reading, and just, have something extra to talk to the kids about. So I'm going to do book talks on those books. So the book for November is called When by Victoria Laurie. And here we go. Maddie doesn't have a choice. The forehead of every person she sees is marked by the shadowy digits of their death date. Her unique, innate skill often feels more like a curse than a gift, and Maddie grudgingly puts it to use identifying death dates for the paying customers her mother reels in. It seems like a straightforward way to help support her family until one client's young son goes missing on the exact date Maddie has pinpointed, and she gets pulled into a homicide investigation that turns her world upside down. As more young people disappear and are later found murdered, suspicion swirls around Maddie. At once a suspect in the investigation, a target for the murderer, and a partner in a tantalizing dance with a boy who might be connected to it all, could Maddie also hold the key to cracking the case? This perfectly plotted, high-stakes, fast-paced thriller marks New York Times best-selling author Victoria Laurie's YA debut and brims with depth, heart, action, and romance. Okay, the book that we are doing for December is called Famous Last Words, and this is by Katie Allender. Willa is freaking out. Lately, it seems like she's seeing things, like a dead body in her swimming pool, frantic messages on her walls, a reflection that is not her own. It's almost as if someone or something is trying to send her a message. Meanwhile, a killer is stalking Los Angeles, a killer who reenacts famous movie murder scenes. Could Willa's strange visions have to do with these unsolved murders, or is she going crazy? And who can she confide in? There's Marnie, her new friend, who may not be totally trustworthy. And there's Reed, who's ridiculously handsome and seems to get Willa. There's also Wyatt, who's super smart but unhealthily obsessed with the Hollywood killer. And all Willa knows is she has to confront the possible ghost in her house, or she might just lose her mind or her life. January is going to be a realistic fiction book. This is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Two misfits, one extraordinary love. Eleanor, red hair, wrong clothes, standing behind him until he turns his head, lying beside him until he wakes up, making everyone else seem drabber and flatter and never good enough. Eleanor. Park. He knows she'll love a song before he plays it for her. He laughs at her jokes before she ever gets to the punchline. There's a place on his chest, just below his throat, that makes him want to keep promises. Park. Set over the course of one school year, this is the story of two star-crossed 16-year-olds, smart enough to know that first love almost never lasts, but brave and desperate enough to try. February's book is called Stung by Bethany Wiggins. There is no cure for being stung. Fiona doesn't remember going to sleep, but when she awakens, her world no longer exists. Her house is abandoned and broken. Her neighborhood is barren and dead, and there's a tattoo on her right hand, a tattoo Fiona doesn't remember getting, but somehow knows she must conceal at any cost because humanity has been divided. Those bearing the tattoo have turned into mindless, violent beasts that roam the streets and sewers, preying upon the unbranded, while a select few without tattoos live protected inside a forest-like wall. Their lives devoted to rebuilding society and killing all who bear the mark. And Fiona has awoken branded on the wrong side of the wall and normal. All right. March's book is called The Kiss of Deception, The Remnant Chronicles, and this is by Mary E. Pearson. She flees on her wedding day. She steals ancient documents from the Chancellor's secret collection. She is pursued by bounty hunters sent by her own father. She is Princess Leia, 17, first daughter of the House of Morrigan. The kingdom of Morrigan is steeped in tradition and the stories of a bygone world, but some traditions Leah can't abide, like having to marry someone she's never met to secure a political alliance. Fed up and ready for a new life, Leah escapes to a distant village on the morning of her wedding. She settles in among the common folk, intrigued when two mysterious and handsome strangers arrive, and unaware that one is the jilted prince and the other an assassin sent to kill her. Deceptions swirl, and Leah finds herself on the brink of unlocking perilous secrets that may unravel her world, even as she feels herself falling in love. And then April is We Are All Made of Molecules by Susan Nielsen. On the front, it says, even total opposites have a little something in common. Ashley and Stuart's world collide when Stuart and his dad move in with Ashley and her mom. The Brady Bunch, it isn't. Stuart is trying to be 89.9% happy about it. He's always wanted a sister. But Ashley is 110% horrified. She already has to hide the real reason her dad moved out. Stuart could further threaten her position at the top of the social ladder. They are complete opposites, but they have one thing in common. They, like everyone else, are made of molecules. In this hilarious and deeply moving story, award-winning author Susan Nielsen has created two narrators who will steal your heart and make you laugh out loud. And the last one that we're doing of the year is called Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. And it says, Mayor Barrow's world is divided by blood, those with red and those with silver. Mayor and her family are lowly reds, destined to serve the silver elite whose supernatural abilities make them nearly gods. Mayor steals what she can to help her family survive, but when her best friend is conscripted into the army, she gambles everything to win his freedom. A twist of fate leads her to the royal palace itself where, in front of the king and all his nobles, she discovers a power of her own. An ability she didn't know she had, except her blood is red. To hide this impossibility, the king forces her into a role of the lost silver princess and betroths her to one of his own sons. As Mare is drawn further into the silver world, she risks her new position to aid the Scarlet Guard, the leaders of a red rebellion. Her actions put into motion a deadly and violent dance, pitting prince against prince and Mare against her own heart. From debut author Victoria Aveyard comes a lush, vivid fantasy where loyalty and desire can tear you apart, and the only certainty is betrayal. So we have all of these books available for checkout. If students would like to check them out, and y'all can discuss those with the teachers who are reading them. So if you'd like to check one of them out, just fill out the form that's on the website and I will deliver it to you. Thank you.